Hello everyone. I was born and raised in Auckland, New Zealand, the biggest city in New Zealand, not the capital. It's a common misconception. The capital is actually Wellington. And, well, since I'm from Auckland, that makes me an Aucklander. But have you ever wondered, what does Auckland mean? Where does that word come from? Does it mean land of orcs? Auckland? Seems like it. Well, I did some research. I went on the Wikipedia page for Auckland, and it said that it's named after the Earl of Auckland. I did this a few years back, and I thought, well, that's that then. It's just named after the Earl of Auckland. Boring. But I recently found out. I might sound like an idiot for only finding this out recently, but I found out since then that all earls and barons and stuff are named after places. So the Earl of Auckland is named after a place called Auckland, which means it is another step to go on the etymology journey. So I searched the Earl of Auckland to try and find out what he's named after, and apparently he is named after the Baron of Auckland. Okay, great. And the Baron of Auckland is named after West Auckland. Not West Auckland in New Zealand, but West Auckland, the village in County Durham in Northern England. So there we go. Auckland is named after West Auckland in County Durham. So where does West Auckland get its name from? Well, it gets its name from that whole region, which is called Auckland, and it's west of Bishop Auckland, supposedly, which is why it's called West Auckland. But why is that region called Auckland? Well, it goes all the way back to the ancient days when all of Britain spoke Brythonic languages. So you see, the natives of Britain were called the Britons, and they spoke Brythonic languages. Today, there only survive 3 Brythonic languages: Welsh, Cornish, and Breton. Many people mistakenly think that Scottish is also a Brythonic language. But Scottish, fun fact, is not actually native to the island of Britain, and was brought to Britain by Irish invaders, just as English is not native to Britain, and was brought around the same time by English invaders from the Netherlands and Germany. So, bit of a sidetrack. Back in the past, the dialect of Brythonic spoken in Wales was Welsh, and the dialect of Brythonic spoken in Northern England, what is now Northern England, was called Cumbric. And the Cumbrians called that region what do they call it? Alclwyd, which means cliffs of the River Clyde. And you may have heard of the River Clyde before because it's also in the name Strathclyde. Strathclyde was one of the many Brythonic kingdoms, and that's where Auckland was. And now the name of Strathclyde was Alclwyd, cliffs of the River Clyde, because it's named after the River Clyde. People think that the River Clyde is the modern day River Gonless, which goes through Bishop Auckland, but we're not entirely sure. Clyde, I think, is a much better name than Gonless, because Gonless was a name given to the river by the Vikings when they were there, and it literally means useless, because the Vikings were like, you can't fish here, you can't use it to make floodplains for farming, you can't use it for water wheels, you can't do anything with this river, it's a useless river, and they just called it useless. Imagine living by the useless. Yeah, so long story short, Auckland is named after a river called Useless.